Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'll be solving and explain explicitly 2020 JAMB past questions. So in the last two videos, I solved that of 2021. If you've not watched it, so I kindly refer you to those videos. And like I've said in that videos, that JAMB is very simple. JAMB mathematics is very easy to do. You can as well score 100% in your JAMB. So you just need to take note of all the hints I will be giving you. Then you have to practice some of these questions. As you'll be seeing in some of the questions in 2020, so you will see clearly that most of the questions that came out in 2021, if you compare it, if you compare them with that of 2020, you will see that they are more or less the same thing. They are just changing the parameters. So what you only need to do is to what? Is to use the idea you use in one year to solve the another. I hope you understand now. So if that is cleared, once you know how to solve each of the questions and each of the topics in the syllabus, just know and understand how I solve them. So then you can apply it to that type of question if it actually comes out in your exam. I know it will definitely come out, but I don't know which question is actually coming out. But you are to expect questions based on the syllabus we were given, so which uh, is where all these questions are based. So if that is cleared, if you are serious about having 100% or having higher grade in your JAMB mathematics, then I implore you to sit down, take your pen and follow me. And if you've not subscribed to my channel before, kindly do so that you can see if I upload new videos. I've done, made many videos in different aspects of mathematics. The one I think is related to you is that of SSC mathematics from zero to guru. So where I explain mathematics from scratch. So in English, I have the one in Yoruba as well. So if you are keen or serious in understanding mathematics from scratch, then the videos are for you. Okay, let us start. So the first question this year, let me just copy it here as usual. Okay. So the question, as you can see, it's on number-based system. So we asked to evaluate 212 base 3 minus 121 base 3 plus 222 base 3. So first you will see that I read the number one by one. So it is advisable to read number in number-based system one by one. You understand now? So because when you pronounce or when you read this 212 as 202 base 3, then you are wrong. Because the principle in number-based system is that when you are operating or when you are working in a particular base, then all the numbers you must have or you must work with in that particular base must compose of number between 0 and that number minus 1. So for example, if you are working in base 2, then you can only have number between 0 and 2 minus 1. And 2 minus 1 is 1, then you can only have 0 and 1. When you are working in base 5, then you can only have number between 0 and 5 minus 1, which is what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in general, when you are working in base n, then you can only have number between 0 and n minus 1. So now we have our question in base 3. I hope you understand now. So since your question, we were given the numbers in base 3, then you know that all the numbers you must have must either be what? 0 or 1 or 2. You must not have 3 or numbers that are greater than 3. So if you now say this is 202, you know you are wrong. Because before you can have 202, then you must be working in what? Base 213 and above. I hope you understand now. So if that is cleared, also note that addition, subtraction, multiplication and division in number-based system is the same thing as your usual addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. But the difference, or what you must note there, is that when you are working in a particular base, then you must not have the base as the answer or the number that are greater than the base. I hope you understand now. Then another thing I want to call your attention to is that base 10, when you have a number in base 10, you can write it without putting the base in it. For example, now when I have 17 base 10, I hope you understand now. I can write 17 alone without putting the base. You understand? And so we call this standard base. I hope you understand now. Okay, now let us continue. We have 212 base 3. So let us take the first two elements or the first two terms, 121 base 3. We have to subtract. Remember, I told you addition and subtraction in number base system is the same thing as that of whole number, but the difference is that here we are working in base 3, and what you must have must either be what 0, 1, 2. But in base 10, you can have number between 0 and 1. So, okay, now let us do that. What is 2 minus 1? 1. 1 minus 2 is impossible, like he used to say, and you borrow 1. But you have to note, what you also have to note in number based system is that if you are borrowing 1, the one you borrow must not be 10. You know, assuming you are doing your own number and you have something of this nature, 10 minus 2. You know, what you are going, or let me say 70 minus 2. What you are going to say is we borrow 1, and the one you have here will take an effect of 10. It is because we are working in standard base, which is 10. I hope you understand now. So it means we are working in base 10, then the one I borrowed is going to be what? 10. We have effect of 10. If you are working in base 5, the one you borrow we have an effect of 5. So it means since we are working in base 3 here, the one we borrow here we have an effect of H, effect of 3. So if you now put that 3 here, so 3 plus 1 you have 4, 4 minus 2 that will give you 2. Then what do you have left? 1 here. 1 minus 1, this is 0. I hope you understand now. So you have 2, 1 base 3. Then you can now add 2, 1 with the third number. Then you can say 0, 2, 1 base 3 plus. So, okay, let's continue. So plus 2, 2, 2 base 3. Don't forget we are working base 3. We must have number between what? 0, 0 and 2. Okay, what is 1 plus 2? 1 plus 2 is 3. We are working base 3. We must not have number that is 3 or number greater than 3. What are you going to do now? You now divide by 3. I hope you understand now. You divide the number you have by 3. You convert it to base 3 and you write the remainder. So since we have 3 now, you just say 3 divided by 3, that is 1, remainder 0. Then you write 0, you keep 1. If you put the 1 here, 1 plus 1, 1 plus 2, that is 3. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 is also greater than 3. And don't forget, the principle is that we must not have 3 or number that are greater than 3. Then you still convert it to 3. How many 3 are we going to see in 5? That is 1, remainder 2. Then you write 2, you keep 1 again. So 1 plus 0, 0, 1. 1 plus 2, 3. And we must not have 3 or number that are greater than 3. Then you still convert it to base 3. How many 3 are we going to see in 3? 1, remainder 1. 1, but the one you kept, you mustn't, okay, so 1 remainder 0, sorry. So 1 remainder 0, you put the 0 here. But the one you kept, there is no a place to what? To actually put it again. So if that is cleared, then what we are going to do is to write the remaining one. So, and your answer will now be what? 1020 base 3. So can you see C is our answer? I hope you understand now. So let us move to another question. So I think this next question is on binary number. So it's on binary number. Okay, now let me just copy it here as usual because of the time. Okay. So the question says, A binary operation X is defined by A times B. So this is defined by this. Recall I explained in the last video that when you say binary operation is an operation between two what? Two elements. I hope you understand now. What do we call an operation? You know your usual addition and subtraction is 2 plus 2. It is a rule. And the rule of this operation is that you add the first element with the second element. So indeed, this addition is an operator. I hope you understand that. So it means when you have this operator, so 2 plus 2 is 4. In essence, when I have 3 plus 3, it means you have to add this quantity together. So which will give you 6. I hope you understand now. So this is an operator. We call this operator. And don't forget, I told you we have different what? Different properties of operator. They might actually ask you. I gave you some in the last video. But for some of you who are just watching this video, is we have the commutativity property. What is commutativity property is when you have A operation B is the same thing as what? B operation A. I hope you understand now. So that's commutative. That is when you change the order and your answer still remains the same. For example, if I have 2 plus 3, you can see that 2 plus 3 is 5. What if I change the order? 3 plus 2 is also what? Is also 5. Then we say addition is what? Addition is commutative. Okay, let me ask you, is subtraction commutative? No. Subtraction is not commutative because 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Will it give me 3 minus 2? 3 minus 2 is 1, so they are not equal. Then we say subtraction is not commutative. Another property, like I've explained in the last video, is associativity property. So that is when you change the order, when you have 3 elements and you change their order like this, then you are still going to have the same result. So if an operator actually satisfies this property, then you say that operator is what? Is associative. Then we have distributive property. And another thing I gave in the last video is that of the rule of identity element. Although they don't ask here, but I want you to know it because of the exam. So identity element is what are you going to operate to an element to give you that element back. For example, now what am I going to operate to x to give me x back? So what the element I'm going to operate with x to give me x back is known as what? Identity element. So for example, your usual addition, you can see that 0 is identity element under 0. We call it additive identity because what are you going to add to 0 to give me s? What are you going to have to s to give me s back? It is 0. What are you going to add to 3 to give you 3 back? It is 0. So we call 0 additive identity. Do you know multiplicative identity? That is, what are you going to multiply by a number to give you that number back? So that is 1. So 7 multiplied by 1 is 7. So Gafari multiplied by 1 will give me Gafari. So any element you operate with an element that gives you that element back is called what? A multiplicative element. You get it? We call it identity element. So another thing I want you to take note is inverse. Although they don't ask here, so inverse element means what are you going to operate by an element to give you identity? Now I know that my identity under addition is 0. So what am I going to add to 2? And don't forget, identity element, we only have just one identity element under an operator, under addition, for example, if it exists. But inverse element, for each of the elements, you have a unique inverse. So that is, what are you going to operate to a number to give you identity element? For example, now what am I going to add to 2 to give me 0? 0 is additive identity. That is minus 2. So then you say minus 2 is an inverse of 2. Likewise, what are you going to multiply by 3 to give you 1, which is identity element under multiplication? That is 1 over 3. Then we say 1 over 3 is an inverse of 3. Okay, now let us now go to our questions, if you understand. So the question says the binary operation is defined by A multiplied by B is equal to A raised to power B. Let me write it. A times B is equal to A raised to power B. You have to understand the laws of the operation. What is this saying is that A multiplied by B, it's a binary operation indeed, because you are operating between two elements. I hope you understand now. So the rule is that you are going to take the first element raised to power the second element. I hope you understand now. So it means if I have a times 2, your 3 times 2 here is not 6, but what? 3 raised to power 2 based on this, based on this operator. I hope you understand that. So this addition, this multiplication might not mean your usual multiplication. It is just an abuse of symbol. It is I can define this symbol with anything I want apart from the addition. I hope you understand now. So, but 3, this multiplication here means 3 raised to power 2. So if that is now cleared, since we know what our operator means, they say if A multiplied by B is what? A raised to power B. Then the question says if A times 2 is equal to 2 minus A, then A times 2 is equal to 2 minus A. Then the question asks us to find A. It is not difficult to do. I think the question asks us to find the possible values of A. Yeah, it's not difficult to do. Okay. By our definition of operator, A multiplied by 2 be what? A squared. I hope you understand. Recall, A multiplied by B is A raised to power B. So it means A multiplied by 2 will be A squared. Gafari multiplied by half saw here will be Gafari raised to power half saw. I hope you understand. So it's equal to 2 minus A. Then you come collect your like time. This A squared plus A minus 2 is equal to 0. So, and this has given rise to what? To quadratic equation. Don't forget the method I explained in the last video. You can use your factorization method or your quadratic formula. If you want to use your factorization method, just write the coefficient of a square, which is 1, the coefficient of a, which is also 1, and you write constant, which is minus 2. Then you now multiply, you find the product of a and c, which is minus 2. Then you now think of a number that you are going to multiply together to give you minus 2, and when you add it to give you 1. That is, you think of some of the pairs of factors of 2. For each of the number, we have 2 pairs such that when you multiply the numbers in the pair together, you are going to have that number. I hope you understand. This is what I'm trying to say. The factors of 10 are what? We have 1, 2, 5, 10. From this, I can have pairs of number that are factors of these 10 such that when I multiply these two numbers together, I'm going to have 10. For example, 1, 10, 2, 5. So they are factors. 1 times 10 will give me 10. 2 times 5 will give me 5. I hope you understand. So you now think of the factors of 2. And by the way, you can have minus. It can be plus or minus 1, plus or minus 10. It is not ordinary addition, plus. Then plus or minus 2, plus or minus 5. So you can see that the factors of 2 are what? Plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2. Then you now think from these factors, which of them are you going to multiply such that when you multiply them, you are going to have minus 2. And when you add the same numbers together, you are going to get 1. What is such a number? I think it is 2 and minus 1. Because 2 times minus 1 will give me minus 2. 2 minus 1 will give me 1. Then you now substitute it here. I hope you understand that since we know it is 2 minus 1, just put A, since our equation here is in terms of A, then you put A. So then I'm going to have A squared. So you can refer to my videos on quadratic equation if you don't understand. Then you have A squared plus 2A minus 2 is equal to 0. Then you now group them together. Okay, now let us group them in twos. If you group them, what do you have in common here? A is common. Then you have A left. How do I know it is A left? Immediately you factor a number out, then you divide it by each of the term. So I factor A out now, it means I'm going to divide A squared by A, 2A by A. So if I divide A squared by A, I'm going to have A. 2A divided by A, I'm going to have what? 2. I hope you understand. What do you have in common here? Minus 1. Divide each of these number by minus 1, you are going to have A plus 2 as well. Is equal to 0. Then what do you have in common? A plus 2. If you factor it out, it means you are going to divide by each of the term. So then this one will remain A minus 1 is equal to 0. You can see we have the product of two expressions to be 0. And one principle of mathematics states that when you are multiplying two numbers together and you have their product to be 0, it means either one of the number is 0. So it means, for example, you are inside a room and you perceive and older, maybe you and your brother. So it means if it is not you that defecated, it is actually your brother. So then we can say A is equal to A plus 2 is equal to 0, or A minus 1 is equal to 0, which implies that A equals minus 2 or A equals 1. I hope you understand now. So let's see their option to know which is our answer. So yeah, so I think both of them. So minus 2 and 1, minus 2 and 1. You have to be careful. We call something distractor. If you are not careful, you can select the wrong answer even after you know what is the correct. So let us move to the next question. So question 3, this question 3 is also on factorization. You can see that we came across factorization in the last video too. Even the binary operation I've just solved, we came across it in the last question. So you can see all these questions, they repeat them yearly. So they repeat them yearly. So if you can solve and understand them, then you won't have a problem. So the question says factorize 4a plus 3 squared minus 3a minus 2 squared. I told you in the last video that when you have when you are asked to factorize and you have two terms and you now check the relationship between these two terms, you notice that it's a negative. You understand now? So the first thing that must come to your mind is what we call difference of two squares. I hope you understand now. What do we call difference of two squares? That is when you have a squared minus b squared. Difference of two squares says don't disturb yourself, you want to factorize this. So it's going to give me what? A plus b, a minus b. I hope you understand now. So that's what it must come to. You can see that we can treat this guy as also what? Difference of two squared, because we have 4a plus 3 squared minus 3a minus 2 squared. Don't forget, I told you the moment you have negative as relationship between the two factors, two terms, and you were asked to factorize them, think of what? Difference of two squared first. But before you can use difference of two squared, you must ensure that each of the term has power of 2, or their power are what? Are multiples of 2. So you can have it as 2, maybe 4, 8. I hope you understand now. 16 and so on and so forth. So, but this one is 2, then we can apply difference of 2 square. Don't forget, when you have difference of 2 square like this, that is an element square minus the other element square. The law says that just add the first element together, multiply by, subtract them. So it means this one is going to give me what? 4a plus 3. I hope you understand now. Plus, this is the first term. 3a minus 2. I hope you understand now. Then multiply by 4a plus 3 minus into what? 3a minus 2. Okay, let us simplify it further. This is going to give me 4a. We can collect the like time plus 3a plus 3 minus 2. 4a plus 3a. Oh, sorry, this should be minus 2. I made a mistake. Minus 2 4a. So plus 3, you can open the bracket, is minus 3a plus 2. So if you simplify further, this is going to give me 7a plus 1. 3 minus 2 will give me 1. So this is going to be 4a minus 3a is a. Don't say 1a. It is only novice in mathematics that will say 1a. You understand now? It is a. So then 3 plus 2 will give me 5. And you see it is as simple as this. 7a plus 1, a plus 5. This is the answer. It doesn't matter if a plus 5 is not, it does not come first, because we know that multiplication is commutative. I hope you understand now. So we know multiplication is commutative. Okay, now another question. I think this question is on statistics. And like I've explained the other time, so statistics used to come out yearly. You know, in the last question, 2001 question, so we saw a question on what? On mean deviation. But here we asked to find the media, which is part of the measure of central tendency. So the question says we should find the media of the numbers. You can see. What is median? Media is one of these measure of central tendency that I've said, that is the middle number. How do you find the middle number? And the laws that applies when you want to find media is that before you can actually find the media, you have to arrange the number in their order of magnitude, whether in ascending order of magnitude or in descending order of magnitude. So immediately you arrange them in their order of magnitude, then you are going to select the one that appears in the middle. I hope you understand now. So if it is odd, if they are odd, if the set is odd, maybe there are 9 numbers in the set, it is very simple. Just count number from your left, 4 number from your left hand side, 4 number from your right hand side. We are going to have one at the middle. But if the set is odd, maybe you have 10, for example, it means we are going to have 2 numbers at the middle. Then immediately you have that 2 numbers, you are going to take the average. You add the 2 numbers together, divide by 2. I hope you understand now. Okay, now, like I've said, the first thing to do is what? Arrange in order of magnitude. So whether in ascending order, ascending is from least to the highest, from the smallest number to the highest number. Then from descending number is from highest to lowest. Anyhow you arrange them, you are going to have the same result. Let's say I want to arrange in ascending order. What am I going to have? The least number here, I think it is 89. After 89, I think it is 108. Am I correct? 119. After 119, oh, sorry. After 89 is 100. Let me rewrite it. Sorry. 100, 108, 119, 119, 120, 130, 131. Thank you, Mariam. 131, 141. I think that is all. And 161. So if you count these numbers together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 10 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like I've said now, you have the set to be of even. It means we want to partition them. If you want to find the middle number, it will be difficult. What you can do is to count 4 from your left, 4 from your right. Then we are going to have 2 numbers at the middle. Let us count it. So then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do I have at the middle? That is 120, 130. Then you are going to take the average of these 2 numbers. You add them together, divided by 2. So 120 plus 130, that will give me what? 250. And you have 250 divided by 2, which will give me 125. It means media of this number is 125. Can you see? They are very simple. If you come across this number again, then you should know how to solve it. Another question. So this question is on inequalities. And if you watch my video on 2021, you can see we have inequalities too. That's how you'll be having them every year. So if you've not watched that, then I advise you to go and watch it. Okay, inequality. The question asks us to find the real numbers which satisfy the inequality. We all know the meaning of real numbers. We know our natural number, that is the set of counting numbers. So we have we have whole numbers, right? Your whole number start from 1 and so on. You have natural number which contains 0. An whole number with an addition of 0 is natural number. You have your integer, that is the combination of positive, negative, and 0. So this is your integer. You have rational number, you have irrational number. Then we have real number. Real number is the number that combines all these guys together. Although there are another set of number that is even more than or higher than real number, which is complex number. We are not going there. So the question asks us to find the real number s that satisfy this inequality. 1 over 3 s plus 1 minus 1 less than 1 over 5 s plus 4. So you solve it as you used to solve your equation, but don't forget what I told you in the last video. that when you are solving your inequalities, I hope you understand now, and you now notice or you want to divide or you want to multiply, either you want to multiply or divide by a negative number, then the sign will change. I don't know whether we are going to come across this here, but if we come across this, just note that. Okay, now what we can actually do is to multiply through by their SCM. You know, I told you in the first video that when you want to solve an equation or an inequality involving fraction, what you have to do first is to get rid of the fraction. And if you want to get rid of the fraction, you have to multiply by the LCM of the denominator. Multiply through by the LCM of the denominator. What is the LCM of the denominator? I think it is 15. And now you are going to have 15 times 1 over 3 s plus 1 minus 15 times 1 greater than 15 times 1 over 5 s plus 5. I hope you understand now. So this guy will cancel this. I have 5 left. 5s plus 1 minus 15 greater than, this one remains 3s plus 5. So then this one, if you open the bracket, you multiply out by 5. You have 5s plus 5 minus 15 greater than 3x plus 15. I hope you understand now. So if you like, you can collect the like time. But before collecting the like time, why not add these two stupid guys together? So this will give you minus 10 greater than 3s plus 15. Then you can collect the like time by bringing this guy here and this here. So 5s minus 2s greater than 15 minus 3s greater than 15 plus 10. I hope you understand. Then this will give me 2s greater than 25. Then you can divide both sides by 25. Then your s is what? S is greater than 25 divided by 2, which implies that s is greater than 12.5, 12 and a half. Let's see what we have. Oh, minus 1. That means we made a mistake somewhere. Oh, the mistake I made, this is 4 and not 5. This is 4 and not 5. 4, 4. Then this should be 12, 12. I hope you understand now. So this is 12. So then if you collect the like time, this will be 12 and this will be 22. 22 divided by 2 will be 11. So sorry, that was a mistake from my side. So this is 22. 11. It is greater than 11. And this is your result. You have to be careful. You can see you have a distractor as the first option. I'm going to make another video explaining what distractor means. Distractor is something that looks like an answer. You know, if you are too anxious, you can select, option 1, and that will hand you what? That will hand you 0. Okay, another question. Let us do this. It is not difficult to do as well. So this is on significant figure, and I think we found significant figure in that of 2021 too. As you can see, there's question that repeat themselves. So they repeat them. So the question asks us to reach each number to two significant figures and then evaluate. That is, before you evaluate, you have to be careful. You have to convert or change them to what? To two significant figure. When we say significant figure, what are significant figure? Significant figure are non-zero figures. So when you are now asked to convert a number to a particular significant figure, it means you have to find the first figure. For example, now if you are to convert to two significant figure, that is, you have to find, you can only have two first non-zero figure. I hope you understand now. So for example, now if I have 0, 3, 1, 4, 5, and I'm asked to convert this to two significant figure, it means I must have first two non-zero figure. It means when you are counting, you will not count this 0 to it because it is 0. 0 is not a significant figure. Then you start from 3, 1, 2. Then you stop here. Then you are going to have 0.31. So that's what you're asked to do here. So we have 0.02174 multiplied by 1.0247 divided by 0.0023789. 23789. Okay, let us convert this to significant figure, two significant figure. If you convert the first one to two significant figure, what do I have? So that is what you are going to stop here at 0 point what 21 because you won't count the first two digits because they are non-significant. You start from 2. So 2 1. So that's 1 2. Then before you must stop here, you must check the number immediately after it, whether it's going to be rounded up or down. So this one you are going to round it what? 7. You are going to round 7 up to 1. So 1 plus 1, this will give you 2. Then you are going to have 0.022. I hope you understand them. Multiply by, okay, now the first two significant figure here ends at 2 because 1 is significant, 2 is significant. Then you are going to stop here. But before you stop, check whether the number after it, which is 0, whether you are going to round it up or down. We are going to round 0 down to 0. So then this is 1. So divided by, so this one we also stop here. Check the one after it, you are going to have 0.024. I hope you understand now. You don't need to stress yourself. If I were you, I could just convert this to maybe, a standard form. You can see this, we can write this as 22 divided by 1000, right? Multiply by 12 divided by 10. If you convert it to fraction, then divided by what? 24 divided by 1000. I don't want to have decimal so that we can easily add and subtract. I hope you understand now. We can easily multiply and divide. So this one will give me 22 multiplied by 10 raised by minus 3 from your loss of indices. I hope you understand because this is same thing as 22 times 1 over 1000, and 1 over 1000 is same thing as 1 over 10 raised by 3, which is also the same thing as what? 10 raised by minus 3. Then multiply by 12 multiplied by 10 raised by minus 1. Then divided by what? 24 multiplied by 10 raised by 10 raised by minus 3. So then you will see that this guy, first of all, cancel this. So then what do you have left? 22 times 12 divided by 24. Then multiply by 10 raised by minus 1. So I think 2 can go here. 2 here 11, 2 here 12, 12 cancel 12. What do you have left? 11 times 10 raised by minus 1. Or if you change this one back, 11 times 10 raised by minus 1 is the same thing as 11 over 10, which is the same thing as 1.1. Let's see if it is part of the option. Yeah, so option C. You see, it is not difficult to do, but if you don't convert it to standard form first, I'm afraid you can't get the accurate answer like this. That's why it is advisable. That is why it is advisable. So the next question, okay, now the next question, yeah, I think this question is also on statistics. Okay, let me just copy it here as usual. So if you check the question very well, the question says the goals scored by 40 football teams from 3 league division are recorded as this. Then you have your number of goals is with respect to frequency. When we say frequency, what's the meaning of frequency? Frequency is the number of occurrence. I hope you understand now. So it means for the first goal here, which is 0, it means the number of time that a team scores 0 is 4. So number of goal 1 is 3. The number of 2 goals appearing is what? 15. I hope you understand now. So if you now want to find the total number, that is n, your n is what? Summation xf. So because this x, that is the goal multiplied by what? The frequency. When you add them together now, the product of xf, when you have them together, that will give you the total number. And that's why if you don't forget, when you are doing the average, that is mean of group data, what is your formula? If it is on group data, it's just summation x divided by n. I hope you understand now. So, but when it is, a group data, what are you going to use? Summation xf divided by summation f. And your summation f here is the same thing as what? Frequency. So your summation f is the same thing as what? Frequency. That is the n. I hope you understand. Yeah, I think I'm correct. So, okay, let us now do it. So if I were you to do it and you want to see it clearly, then you can what? You can draw a table like this. You have your X, you have your F, you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And what is their frequency? 4, 3, 15, 16, 4, 3, 15, 16, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. Then you now find your fx. So 0 times 4, that is going to give me 0. 1 times 3, 3, 30, 48, 406. Then you are going to add together. The summation is what is going to give you the total number. So 0 plus 3 is 3, 33, 33 plus 48, that's 81, 81 plus 4, 85, and 85 plus 6. 85 plus 6, that's going to give me 91. So that's going to give me 91. So your answer is 91. And one of the, distractor, some students might just add this together. So which is wrong. So which is wrong. Okay, if that is cleared, let us move to the next question. The next question is also on statistics. Yeah, I think they are so lucky during this year. All their question is on statistics. So look at this question. I think it's on pie chart. Let me just copy it here. Pie chart. So the question says in a class of 150 students, that is the total number of the in the class is 150. So the sector, don't forget what's the meaning of sector. Sector is the region bounded by two radii and an arc. You know, when you are doing your what? When you are doing your pie chart, you know, you represent each of the points by sector. You know, if you want to do it, what you have to do is to what? Is to represent each sector. And to find each sector, it is what? That is the number divided by the total number multiplied by 360. That will indicate the sector for you. I hope you understand now. So, but now in this question, in a class of 50 students, the sector in a pie chart representing the student of three faces has angle 12. Don't forget what I said. If you want to find each sector, now I said will be what? Each subject, number of subject divided by total multiplied by 360 degree. Now they now said that the sector for physics is 12. We were given. So then we are asked to find the number of student offering subject. Let's say it is X. Then divided by what is their total? That is 150 multiplied by 360. You see, it's very simple. Just like that. 0, we cancel 0. Then if you cross multiply, this will be what? 12 times 15. That's 0, 1, 6, 2, 1. That is 180. Then I have 180 degree is equal to 36x. And to know the value of your s, you are going to divide both sides by 36. Then your s will now be 180 divided by 36. So I think 9 can go. 9 here, 20, 9 here, 4, which is 5. So s is equal to 5. S is equal to 5. You can see it is very simple, isn't it? Okay, another question. Another question. So this question is on logarithm. You can see logarithm also came out in the last video. In fact, I wrote some of the rules of logarithm. You might want to refer to them. So, okay, let me just copy the question here. The question says if log 2 to base 10 is 0.3010 and log 3 is equal to 0.4771, evaluate. This will be evaluate. Sorry. think there was a typo. So evaluate without using the logarithm tables, log 4.5. Yeah, this is not difficult to do. In logarithm, anytime you are given, a fraction. So what you must do first is to what? So you have to, a decimal, you have to convert it to fraction. That is same thing as log 45 over 10 is 10. I hope you understand. Don't forget your law of logarithm. Let me revise it for you. When you have log AB, so the logarithm of product of two numbers is same thing as the what? The sum of their logarithm. Likewise, when you have log A divided by B, it's same thing as log A minus log B. When you have log M base M or log A base A, is same thing as 1. Also, log A raised to power B is same thing as what? B log A. Same thing as B log A. So, but if you check our own question now, we have log what? We have log 45 over 10 base 10. So, from this logarithm, I can use log 2. So, from the second law here, this same thing as what? Log 45 base 10 minus log 10 base 10. I hope you understand now. So, and this will give me what? So, let me say log 45 base 10 minus 1, because log 10 base 10 is 1, log m base m is 1. So, but now we were only given 2 and 3. It means we have to express this logarithm in terms of what? In terms of 2 and 3. How do we do this? How do we do this? So, we were not given 5. So, I think I should have taken that into account before I solve it. Yeah, then I'm wrong. Let me go back, because you can't work this way. There is no way you can have 2 from here. Sorry. I think we can just divide by what? Let us divide it once. Perhaps to the lowest term. If you divide this is going to give me 2 here, 2 here, 5, 2 in 45. 2 cannot go. I think 5 can go. 5 in 45 is 9, and 5 in 10 is 2, right? Then you have log 9 base 10 minus log 2 base 10. I hope you understand now. So now we have 2. We have log 2, and we know the value what of this guy. You can have log 3 squared base 10 minus log 2 base 10. I hope you understand. Then if you bring this guy out, so this is going to be 2 log 3 base 10 minus log 2 base 10. So this is going to give you 2, and we're giving log 3 base 10 to be what? 0.4771. 0.4771 minus what is log 2 base 10? 0.3010. From what we were given. If you multiply this guy together, 0.4771 times 2, this is 2, 4, right? 5, 9. So that's 0.9542 minus 0.301. Okay, if you simplify it further, 0.3010, this is 2, 3, we are subtracting 5, 6. So that's 0.6532. So option C is your answer. Yeah, it is very simple, as you can see. It's very simple. Okay, the next question. Let me just copy it here as well because of the time. Okay, the question says simplify 324 minus 4s squared. So 324 minus 4s squared. Like I've told you, when you are asked to simplify or factorize, and you have two terms, what must come to you to your mind first is to what? Is to think about what we call difference of two squares. So difference of two squares. And don't forget your difference of two square, like I've said, when you have a square minus b square is the same thing as what? A plus b, a minus b. You can see we can approach the numerator as the same as well. Because if you check the relationship between the two terms, so you will see their subtraction, and also their subtraction, you can As well, write them in terms of square. Okay, let us have it. We have 324 minus 4x squared divided by 2x plus 18. You know, I can rewrite this as what? 324 is the same thing as 18 squared. I hope you understand. Then minus, this is also the same thing as 2s everything squared. You just have to think. Because if I were you, if I'm the one doing this, I know what they want to, you know, in JAMB question, they will give you question that won't take your time. I hope you understand now. So then you have 2x plus 18. Excuse me, so how do I know 18 square is 324? Well, I know that even if I don't know that, I can guess from here that they want me to derive 2s here, they want me to derive 18 here so that this can cancel each other. So, you know, this is difference of 2 square. Don't forget for difference of 2 square, this will give rise to what? With what I've explained in the second question. This will be 18 plus 2x, 18 minus 2x divided by 2x plus 18. You will see that this guy will cancel this. So what do you have left? 18 minus 2x, but it is not part of the answer. Then you can factor the common factor out, which is 2. What do you have left here? You know, I told you, once you factor the common factor, you divide by each of the term. This will remain 9, that is 18 divided by 2 minus x. Then your answer is h, 2 into 9 minus x. You can see it is not there, but it is there. So then we can still do it again. This is same thing as 2 into minus x plus 9. You know, I can write it that way. Then you can factor negative 1 out. If you factor minus 1 out, this will be minus 2. Then this will be x minus 9. So I think D is the correct answer. D is the correct answer. So the next question, so we have that the angle of a circle okay. The angle of a sector of a circle of radius 10.2 centimeter is 4.8. The angle of a circle of a sector of a circle radius 10.5 is 48. So calculate the perimeter of the sector. Don't forget, a sector is what? Region bounded by 2 radii. This is a sector for that matter. And we have our angle to be what? 48 degree. So then you have radius 10.5, 10.5. So then we are asked to find the perimeter of a sector. Don't forget perimeter, that is the total length. This sector, this radius plus this radius and this what? And this arc. So, and that's why the perimeter is same thing as what? 2 radius plus length of an arc. And don't forget the length of an arc is what? Theta divided by 360 degree multiplied by 2 pi r. So then if I were you, let us find the length of an arc first. Since perimeter is the total length, you find this, and this. So length of an arc, that is theta over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. Sorry. So, and this will give me what? My theta is 48 divided by 360 multiplied by 2 pi. You can leave your pi like this. Let me see if they leave it in the answer. Okay. It is in decimal, then we are going to leave our whole in decimal. Multiplied by r, that is 10.5. Let's see what can goes. I think 12 can go here. 12 to 48 is 4, and 12 here is 30. I hope you understand now. So let us, and you know, if you multiply 4 multiply by 10.5, that is 42. And 42, okay, before that, 2 here 1, 2 here 15, right? So 4 times 10.5 is 42. Divided by 15, that is 2.8. You have 2.8 pi. So that is your length. Then your perimeter will now be 2r plus 2.8 pi, and your R is 10.5, then plus 2.8 pi. Since our answer is in what? Decimal, let us put our pi to be 3.14, although we were not given. So, okay. This one will give me 21 plus, what is 2.8 multiplied by 3.14? So 2.8 multiplied by 3.14, that is 8.792. If you add it to 21, that will give me 29.792. So let's see our answer. Yeah, I think this is the result. Because if you write this in, if you approximate it to two decimal places, you are going to have 29.8 centimeter. 29.8 centimeter. Okay, let us proceed. So another question, you can see, the length of an arc, sector also comes out in the last question as well. So that's telling you, you know what is coming out in your exam. Just try and make some effort. So the question asks us to find the product of 27 over 5, 3 raised power minus 3, and what? And 1 over 5 raised power minus 1. Don't forget, product means to multiply. That is 27 over 5 times 3 raised power minus 3 times 1 over 5 raised power minus 1. You can apply your laws of indices here. So this will be 27 over 5 times, a raised power b, or let me say a raised power minus 1 is 1 over a. But in general, a raised power minus b is same thing as what? 1 over a raised power b. So this negative means you have 1 over. Then you remove the negative and write that index. So it means this is also going to be what? 1 over 3 raised power 3. Then multiply by, then we call something Takiti law. Takiti law means in Yoruba, we call something Takiti. You interact the numerator and the denominator. When you have a over b, everything raised by minus 1, it's same thing as b over a. Even in general, when you have a raised by b, a over b, everything raised by minus m, it's same thing as b over a, everything raised power n. I hope you understand. So, okay, now if you apply the same laws here, then I'm going to have what? 5 over 1, everything raised power what? Everything raised power 1, but you don't need to write it. You will see that this guy cancel this and this cancel this. What do you have left? 1. Very simple, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay, now the next question, I think we are in question 12 or so, yeah. So the next question, so this question is on probability. Let me just copy it here. So the question says a crate of soft drinks, a crate of soft drinks contains 10 bottles of Coca-Cola, that is 10 Coca-Cola, 8 Fanta, and 6 Sprite. If one bottle is selected at random, what is the probability that it is not a Coca-Cola bottle? I told you the formula we use to calculate the probability. You know the probability of an event occurring, say X. Probability of X is what? The number of required outcome divided by what? Divided by number of possible outcome. I hope you understand now. Now, our required outcome, that is when you select a bottle at random, what is probability that it is not a Coca-Cola? And what you must note is that probability of not X, probability of not X is same thing as what? 1 minus probability of X. I hope you understand now. So it means you can solve this question in 2 ways. You can apply the second formula I've just written, or if you don't want to do that, since it is not, it is not Coca-Cola, then it will be what? Fanta and Sprite. I hope you understand now. So So, but the total soft drink, you can add them together. That is your possible outcome. That is 10 plus 8 plus 6. That is 24. I hope you understand now. So, then let us find the probability of Coca-Cola. What's probability of Coca-Cola? How many possible Coca-Cola do we have? That is 10 divided by their total soft drink, which is 24. This gives you 5 over 12. But we are asked to find probability of not Coca-Cola. Not Coca-Cola. And your not Coca-Cola will be what? 1 minus probability of Coca-Cola. And you know that the probability of Coca-Cola is what? 5 over 12. That is 5 over 12, which is going to give me 7 over 5. So 7 over 5. Sorry, 7 over 12 when you find the S here. But if you don't want to stress yourself, like I've said, since they say it is not Coca-Cola, then it is what? Sprite and Fanta. So then you just find the probability. What's probability of this? You know it is 14. You understand now? So that will now be 14 over 24. And this will give me 7 over 12 too. You can see it is very simple. That is probability. So don't forget the probability is what? The number of required outcome divided by what? Number of possible outcome divided by number of possible outcome. So, okay, now the next question is on geometry. I think we asked to find the gradient. You know, geometry also came out in the last, video, that is 2021. We asked to find the gradient of the line passing through this point. What is your gradient? Gradient is the same thing as slope. You know, it is given by this formula, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. And you know, this is my x1, y1, x2, y2. I hope you understand now. So if you now substitute this into the formula, then I'm going to have my m, which is the slope, to be what? Y2 minus y1 minus 4 minus 0, x2 minus x1, 0, minus minus 2. So minus 2, because S1 is minus 2, but there is minus in at the middle before. This will now give me minus 4 divided by what? 2. So that's going to give me minus 2. Minus 2 is, that is 0, minus times minus plus 0 plus 2, that is 2. 4 minus 1 divided by 2, that will give me minus 2. Your answer is what? Your answer is minus 2. Okay, another one. This is also not difficult to do. So we are asked to find the equation of the line. Equation of the line. Let me copy it so that you see it clearly. Here you go. So if to find the equation of the line through the point 57 parallel. So don't forget this, you have a line here, right? That is parallel to what? So 7x plus 5y is equal to 12. Don't forget the general formula of equation of a line is y is equal to mx plus c. I explained in the last video, where your m is the slope and c is h, intercept, and c is the intercept. I hope you understand now. So now I want to find the equation of the line parallel. When do we say two lines are parallel? You know, I said two lines are parallel when their two slopes are equal. I hope you understand now. And this is for parallel. And they are perpendicular if the product of the two slope is what? Is -1. This is perpendicular, perpendicular. I hope you understand now. So then we are now asked to find the equation of the line through this point. First of all, if I were you, I will first of all get this, since I know that the moment I know this slope, I can just equate them together. I hope you understand now. So it means this one is going to give me what? I have 7x plus 5y is equal to 12. Then I think you can rewrite it such a way that it can produce your slope. So then I can have 5y is equal to 12 minus 7x. So then my y will be what? 12 over 5 minus 7 over 5x. It means my slope is what? It's 12 over 5. So slope is equal to 12 over 5. And don't forget this line, this point now, we can find the slope too. How do you find the slope of a point? Don't forget your slope will be what? Y minus y1 over what? S minus x1. So then your y minus, what is your y1 in this sense? I think that is 7 divided by s minus 5. And we have our slope here to be what? To be 12 over 5. So this will now be 12 over 15, sorry, is equal to y minus 7 s minus 5. So if you cross multiply, this is 12 into s minus 5 is equal to y, 15 into what? Y minus 7. I hope you understand that. So 15 into y minus 7. This will now give me 12x minus 60 is equal to 15y minus what? What is 15 times 7? 5, 3, 7. That's 105. So if you collect the like times, I can have 15y, or before then, yeah, I can have 12x minus 60 plus 105 is equal to 15y. So 12x will now be what? If you subtract this, this will give me minus 45, have you? Is equal to 15x. So I think, what do we have in common? Do we have anything in common? I think 3 is common. If you divide through by 3, this will be 4x minus 15 is equal to 5y. So then if you divide both sides by 5, since we are interested in having what? The equation in this form, y is equal to mx plus c. So then we can write this as 5y is equal to 4x minus 15. So then you divide through by 5. Then I'm going to have y over 4 over 5 minus 15 over 5, which is 3. And your y is equal to 4 over 5 minus 3. 4 over 5x, sorry, 4 over 5x minus 3. Let's see what they have. 4 over 5x minus 3. And with that, I think we're supposed to have stopped here. 4x minus 15 is equal to 15y. 4x minus 15 is equal to 15y. Where is it? Okay. There should be 5y is equal to 4x minus 15. I think the answer is not there. Have we made a mistake somewhere? 5x. 5x. Okay, let us 7x plus 5y is equal to 12. Yeah, I think I made a mistake. Yeah, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. You know, when I was taking my slope here, my slope should be minus 7 over 5, not 12 over 5. So because your slope will be the coefficient of m, sorry. Your y will be minus 7 over 5x, which will now be your slope, plus 12 over 5. I'm sorry, please. So your m is what? Minus 7 over 5. So then we must have minus 7 over 5 here. Let me just clean it. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So our m is minus 7 over 5 is equal to y minus 7 s minus 15. Is it s minus 5? S minus 5. So if that is cleared, if you cross multiply like we did before, this will be minus 7 into s minus 5 is equal to 5 into y minus 7. So, and this one will now give me minus 7x plus 35 is equal to 5y minus 35. So, then you have minus 7x plus 35 is equal to 5y. Then you have minus 7x plus 70 is equal to 5y. I think that is the result. Minus 7x plus 70 is equal to 5y. Okay, let us write it. You can bring this one here. This will be minus 7s minus 5y is equal to minus 70, which is same thing as 7s plus 5y is equal to 70. When you divide through by a negative number, 7s plus 5y is equal to 70. Yeah, so the answer is B. Sorry for the error, for the mistake. Okay, now the next one is on simple interest. I think simple interest also comes up here. So simple interest. So if 225 naira yields 27 naira in X year, don't forget your simple interest is what? So that is the interest incurred on what? On principal. It means this is the money you deposited. Your principal is 225, right? Your interest is 27 naira in X years. Since we have years, it means our T is equal to S and our R is equal to 4%. And don't forget the formula for simple interest is what? So PRT multiplied by 100, multiplied by rate, multiplied by time over 100. So where your P is the principal, that is the money you borrowed, at which rate is R. So then your T is the time you are going to return the money. Then the question asks us to find X. Just substitute. Then I'm going to have 27 is equal to my P is 225 times 4 times X divided by 100. So 4 year 1, 4 year 25, 25 year 1, 25 year. What is 225 divided by 25? So if you divide, I think 5 can go in each of them. I hope you understand now. So 25 year 1, I think this should be 9. Yeah, it is 9. Then you have 27 is equal to 9x. From there, I can see that my x is equal to 27 over 9 is equal to 3. So it means your time is 3 years. So the time at which this principal is going to incur this interest is what? Is 3. So option is A. The option is A. Okay, now another one. I think we are now in question 20. Sorry, question 15. I think, yeah. So I will stop at question 20. So then I will do the rest in the next video. So the question says, I think it's also on statistics too. So the question says, calculate the standard deviation let me just bring it here. So the question asks us to find the standard deviation of the following data. We have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What is standard deviation? You know, standard deviation is what? The square root of variance. And the variance, which is denoted by sigma square, is summation x minus what? S bar, everything square divided by n. So it means your standard deviation, which is sigma, is going to give me what? Square root of summation x minus s bar, everything square divided by n. So where your s bar is what? Is the average, that is the mean. It means you have to find the average first, then you calculate their deviation from the mean, you add them together, and then don't forget the difference between Standard deviation and mean deviation is just that this will be absolute value, eh? And you are not going to have square there as well as the what? As well as the square root. Okay, if I were you, I can draw it as a table. I have my S here, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think 13 is there. Yeah, 13. So if I were you, let us find the main first. You know the main will be sum of this number divided by n. 7 plus 8, so that is 15. 15 plus 9, 24. 34. 34 plus 11, that is 45, plus 12, 57. And 57 plus 13 will give me what? 70. So then our S bar will be what? Summation xn, summation x divided by n, that is 70 divided by how many of the numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is 7. It means my mean is 10. So now you are going to find s minus s bar. Recall the formula is what? Summation s minus s bar squared over n. Okay, now let us subtract this from, so this 7 minus 10, that's going to give me minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 9 minus 10, 10 minus 10, 0, 1, 2, 3. I hope you understand. After that, you are going to find your what? S minus S bar everything squared. So what is S minus S bar squared? This is 9. This is 4, 1, 0, 1, 4, 9. I hope you understand now. So then you now find the sum of this guy, the sum of this. Let us find the sum. What is the sum? 9 plus 4, 13, 14, 15, 15 plus 4, 19, 19 plus 9, I think that's 28. So then you have summation. Recall the formula is what? Square root of summation s minus x by everything squared divided by n. Yeah. So then you are going to have square root of summation of this 28 divided by 7. Sigma square is equal to square root of 4 is equal to 2. So that's your standard deviation. But if you are asked to find the variance, you won't take the square root. It means your variance is equal to 4 directly. I hope you understand now. So your variance is equal to 4. So that's it. Can you see it is very simple? So another one here, oh, you have too much probability in this question. It's also on probability. It's also on probability. Okay. So a number is selected at random between 20, 30, both numbers inclusive. So that is, you have this number from 20 to 30. You have this set of number 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Up to what? Okay, maybe I should write it to 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So how many number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You have 11 of them. It means the number of possible outcome is 11. So then you have to find the probability that the number is prime. Probability that the number is prime. That is number of required outcome. How many of these numbers are prime? 23 is a prime number. What are prime numbers? Prime numbers are numbers having two factors. Itself and what? And 1. So 23 is a prime factor. 21 is not a prime factor because 21 has 3 factors. 4 factors, 1, 3, 7, and 21 itself. So what are also factor? I think 29. Yeah. Because 27 is also not, don't means prime numbers with what? With odd number, and don't means prime number with prime factors. Prime number is are numbers having two factors themselves and 1, but prime factors are factors of a numbers that are prime. I hope you understand now. So when I have 4 now, you know the factors of 4 are what? 1, 2 and 4 itself. So it means 2 is a prime factors of 4. I hope you understand now. So then we can conclude adequately that all prime factors are prime number, but not all prime numbers are prime factors of a number. For example, now 3 is also a prime number, but it's not a factors of 4. It's not a prime factor of 4. I hope you understand now. So then it means this is going to be 2 because there are 2 of them divided by 11. So that's just it. It's very simple, isn't it? Yeah, it is very simple. Okay, now another one is on standard form. So another question is on standard form. Okay, we're about to complete the question. So you have to express the product of 0.4, so 0.0014. The product means multiplication 0011 as what? As prime factor. If I were you, convert this to prime factor first, to standard form. Don't forget standard form and number of the form a multiplied by 10 raised to power what? 10 raised to power n, where n is what? An integer, and a is number between what? Between 1 and 9. I hope you understand now. A is the numbers between 1 and 9. It is not a two-digit number. So it means this is going to give me 1.4 times 10 raised power minus 3. If you don't know how to, convert a number to a standard form, please refer to my videos on standard form. If it's the one that are less than 1 like this, just write 1.4 multiplied by, count the number of 0 before a significant number, 1, 2, 3. This is going to give you 10 raised power minus 3 times, okay, 1.1 times 10 raised power minus 2. You know, if you multiply this together, you don't need to stress your very because all of them are 1.5. So if you multiply this, you are going to have 1.54 then times 10 raised power minus 3 times 10 raised power minus 2. So then now, what are you going to have now? You apply your laws of indices, is going to be 10 raised power minus 3. When you are multiplying, it means you are going to add the index plus minus 2. Plus minus 2. And you are going to have 1.54 times 10 raised power minus 3 minus 2 is empty as 1.154 times 10 raised power minus 5. So I think the answer is this. The answer is this. Okay, let us proceed. I think this is another question. This is another question. Okay, I think the question is also on geometry. Let me just paste it here. So you have this diagram, then you are asked to find the equation of line in this graph. Don't forget the general equation of line. The general formula for equation of line is what? Y is equal to mx plus c, like I've explained before, where your m is slope and what? And c is the intercept. And don't forget your slope is what? Slope which is m is what? Y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So what is your y2 here? If I were you, you know this is your x2 will be here, your x1, this x1, y1. I hope you understand now. This is y2. So this is y2. I hope you understand now. So this is s1, y1, This is x2, y1, and this is what? So s1, y2, s1, y2. Okay, now it means from here my y2 is 4, right? Minus my y1 is what? That is 0. Then divide by my x2, that is 3. Yeah, your x2 is what? 3 minus x1, that is 0. I hope you understand. Then my m will now be 4 divided by 3. I hope you understand that. So my m will be 4 divided by 3. So if m is equal to 4 divided by 3, then I can find my intercept. Remember, your intercept is what? The value of s when y is the value of y when s is equal to 0. Your y-intercept here is what? Is 0. No, it is not 0. Sorry. You know when you want to find the intercept, your intercept is the value of y, like I've said, when s is equal to 0. The value of y, you know when s is equal to 0, what is the value of y? That is 4. I think your intercept, your yc is equal to 4. So intercept is equal to 4. So if you now substitute into the equation y is equal to mx plus c, then your y will now be, what is your m? 4 over 3x plus 4. So then if you now multiply through by 3, then I'm going to have 3y is equal to 4x plus 2. I don't know how they have the answer. 3y is equal to what? 4x plus 12. 3y is equal to 4x plus 4. I think we made a mistake. Yeah, sorry, I think I see the mistake I made. So, if your graph goes like this and not otherwise, our slope should be here. And that's when you have your y2 here, y1, x2, x1, but they've interacted it. So I think since they've interacted it, the position of y and s will change. This should be 0 minus 4. I'm sorry. So this should be minus 4 over 3. So minus 4 over 3. So then if this is minus 4 over 3, then if you multiply now, then I'm going to have minus 4x here. 3y is equal to minus 4x plus 12. 3y is equal to minus 4x plus h. So plus 12. Okay, now another question. I think this is on angle of elevation. And this is the last question. So from where I'm going to stop, I will do the rest of the question in the part 2 of the video, that is question 21 to 40. So you have this question. I'm trying to copy it here. So the question is on angle of elevation. You have that a schoolboy lying on the ground is lying on the ground. Maybe the schoolboy is here. Let's say this is the schoolboy. It's lying on the ground away from the foot of a tank tower. Maybe this is the tower. I hope you understand now. So, and he observed that the angle of elevation of the top of the tank is 60 degrees. What is angle of elevation? That is the angle between the observer lines of sight This is lines of sight and the horizontal. And you know this is the horizontal level. I hope you understand now. So then you have to calculate the height of the tank. This is the height of the tank. So then you have your angle of elevation 60 degree here. What do you have left? A boy lying on the ground. So away from the fruit of the tower, 30 meter away. So this should be your 30. So what do you see? You know, this is like we are having opposite and adjacent. That is twa. And you are going to have tan 60 degree is equal to opposite. Your opposite is h divided by what? Adjacent, which is 30. And your tan 60 is what? Don't forget your tan 60. So I think tan 60 is root 3. So because your sin 60 is root 3 over 2 and cos is half. Yeah, it is root 3 is equal to h over 30. Then your h will now be 30 root 3. So 30 root 3. That is that. So I think this is the last question. This way I'm going to stop. So you can see the question is not difficult to do. It is very simple, and you can see they are all common questions. So I encourage you to go to my last video if you've not watched it, so that you can learn it very well as well. So in the next video I'm going to cover the remaining question. So if you are very serious about having good grade in your math, then you have come to a right place. So just subscribe to my channel so that you can see my subsequent videos. Then you might also want to navigate through my channels. You will see different aspects of mathematics that's going to be useful for you now or after you gain admission into your university. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.